Welcome to Comfort Habit number 2. This is the last video of the night. So I made a TikTok today about size in fights. Alright? Because I'm 5'3.5". I'm 140 pounds. It's all right here. I know I need to lose weight within the next week. Actually, I don't even have that kind of time. What's today's date? Today is the 27th, 26th. I'm not gonna make it. I'm just gonna have to hear the doctor give me all kinds of hell and let me know if I gotta go to McGuire to stick a camera up my butt. But anyway, all that aside, I made a video about size and skill set because to me, the bigger you are, the harder I get to hit you, and I don't have to hold back like I do with anybody else. But I also am a strong believer in you don't hit everybody as hard as you can because if you break your hand, you're one wheel down. And that could be bad because you don't get a spare hand. You're not Dr. Octopus. If I have to come against someone bigger than me, and I also said this in my video on on TikTok, I'm not fighting you to win. I'm just making this clear. I am not fighting you to win. I am fighting you to end you. If I'm fighting, I'm not fighting for the W. I'm not fighting for the L. I'm fighting for the S. That would be survival. A lot of people fail to understand that a little guy like me can do just as much damage as any other person on the planet. Dynamite does come in small packages. Whether you choose to accept that or not is a whole nother ballgame. I am not here to convince you that I can beat your ass. As I said in my TikTok, I don't have to beat you to kill you. I can kill you by accident just by one wrong hit. Opportunity given, opportunity taken, and you're on the ground dead. Did I mean to do it? No. But it was what I was trained to do since I was 7 years old. That's why when I mention lethal ordnance, I tell you all that some of the things that I show you, if I mention the word lethal ordnance, it literally means this is a lethal hit, not so legal, that can probably kill your opponent. Why would I use lethal ordnance? I'm 5'3". Did I mention that? I'm actually 5'3.5", but I'm 5'3". By military standards, I'm 5'3". So if I'm going to fight you, I'm not here to get the W. Yay, I won, yeah. No. I'm not here to be the loser. Can it happen? Yes, it can. And this is the thing, a lot of people go into fights thinking that they can't lose. If you're thinking that you can't lose, you're probably going to lose. Alright? There's always a possibility of you losing. There's always someone who put in more training. There's always someone who's had more time to master their craft. The best thing you can do is pray that you survive that fight. So I fight to survive. So if I can fight you to a draw, good. If I can't beat you and you leave me no choice because you refuse to stop, or if I'm getting jumped, then there is no fighting to win. It's fighting to survive, and anything and everything becomes a part of my arsenal. Your arm, my pinky, your nose, whatever I have to do to end your shit, I'm going to end your shit. If I'm jumped by 3 dudes, yo, 2 of the motherfuckers is dead. The other guy's gonna live to tell everybody, yeah, that little guy right there, he killed 2 of my friends. Y'all probably shouldn't fuck with him. And he didn't use no knife or no gun. He did everything he had to do. And we shouldn't have been fucking with him in the first place, and they would still be alive. And this is the thing about fights. People don't understand how fights work. People don't understand how training works. And if you have not put in that fucking work, and this is also part of the whole thing, if you go to a dojo 5 days a week, but you only train when you go to the dojo, you're not training. I'm sorry if I've offended anybody from Martial Talk. I'm sorry if I offended anybody here on YouTube that are martial artists. If you go to that dojo 5 days a week and you train only at the dojo and you don't go home and put in that extra 5, 10, 15, 25 minutes to an hour, you're not training. You are still a martial artist. You're just not the martial artist that you can be. When I was a kid, when I didn't have to have a job, I went to the dojo in like 3 days a week, sometimes 5, it depends on what style I was taking at the time. When I came home, I did more. When we moved over to this house, and my dojo was at The inner stairway. When it was first downtown, I walked to the dojo. I walked home. 20-minute walk. I get home, right back to business. Get up and go to school. Get out of school. Do my homework in the basement, doing martial arts. Go to the dojo. Come back, do more martial arts. There's videos on VHS tapes. There's somewhere around here. So, I mean, I did what I had to do to become really, really great at what I do. Alright? When it was in the projects, same thing. I didn't have a car. Walked to the inner stairway. 15, 20-minute walk. About roughly the same distance. But the walking home from the inner stairway was more dangerous when we lived in the projects versus living over here. And probably about the same because I'd have to go through either 1st Street or 6th Street to get home. And both of those are gangster apartments and Garrett Square. So, do what I had to do. And I come home and I train. I worked on the weekends, so I didn't go to class on Fridays. I went to class on Saturdays unless there was no class, and that's when he was at the Shenandoah Pride building. By then I had a car, and then things got in the way. So I had to pay for my car or pay for my class. I had explained that to Master Ennis, and it just wasn't possible for me to do both. My mom wasn't going to let me give up the car. So I had to keep paying for the car, so I missed out a lot. But I trained every night at work. Every night, every weekend, I trained at work. I put my training to good use in lots of places. And, I got jumped at work. So I guess it's a good thing that I was always training. And I won that fight. And those 2 white cats never bothered me again. In fact, they never came back to Kegler's while I was working there. And if they did, they didn't come on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Alright? And they jumped me because one of their friends was one of my friends, and he told them I was doing some stuff, and these 2 idiots wanted to test me. And they did. And they failed. And one of them learned specifically that little guys are just as powerful as big guys. That was the guy who had me in the back. He had me in a bear hug. I would say he had a gable grip where his hands was clasped. I really couldn't remember. But I know my arms like this, and he was dangling me around, and I did this. And we flipped. And he was on the bottom. And I took my elbow, boom, grind it. His arms opened up. I rolled off of him and said, okay, get the fuck up. You want to fight? And I'm going to kill you. And then I'm going to kill that guy that was running all his fucking mouth while you went behind me and decided to attack me. Didn't have to happen. Worse than that, one of my coworkers watched that shit. The whole thing. He didn't bother to come and help me or anything. He was like 6'2", big white guy. Just watched the whole damn thing. Damn ginger. He had red hair. He thought I was fake too. And then he found out that I wasn't. I didn't think anybody that worked with me saw that shit until I rolled the trash cans back down here. And this dude came at me, and his name was Chris. Hi, Chris. Not my buddy CLS, but this is a white dude. CLS is a black dude. Much love to CLS. White dude comes at me. Dude, you a bad motherfucker. I saw you flip that dude. That shit was fucking awesome. He was macking 2 hot chicks, by the way, at the time. And I'm mad as hell. I'm like, you watch me get my ass handed to me? He's like, you ain't get your ass handed to you. You handed them boys an ass whooping. That shit was fucking awesome. Now, at the time, I'm thinking, did he see the same fight? did he, see the same fight? But obviously, he saw the same fight. He said, man, you flipped that dude, man. I saw him grab you, but I ain't really think nothing about it because I know you know that chop sake shit. And when you flip that dude, man, you the baddest motherfucker out this bitch. I said, well, I wouldn't go that far. So then I rolled the trash cans, and then the shock wore off. So I called my mom and said, hey, Mom, I need to quit my job. I done got jumped out here. My mom wouldn't let me quit the job, which is another reason why I had to leave Taekwondo class because I couldn't pay for the class and pay for the car. As I was a teenager, and I had to pay for the car plus the insurance. And here in Virginia, you gotta have money for both. And at that time, Nationwide was my car insurance place, and to be honest with you, Nationwide was not on my side. Anyway, when I got my other car, they definitely was not on my side. I crashed it twice in 1 month. But it wasn't bad crash, it's just bumper damage. And they're just like, no. And they dropped me like a hot potato. And then I've been with Allstate ever since. I refuse to leave Allstate. I'm sorry. I'm in good hands with Allstate. This is not a paid commercial. Because if it was, Nationwide tells lots of lies. Anyhow, not the company itself, but that branch that's here in Virginia, in Charlottesville. They tell lots of lies. Anyway, that was like the best car I had too. My little red Festiva, Fiesta, whatever the fuck the shit was. There's two different versions. One's a Ford Festiva and one's a Ford Fiesta. I do not know the difference, except for one is a small box on wheels, like a 4.2, and the other one looks way better. I didn't have the one that looks way better. So, you know, if you want to be a martial artist, you got to put in that work. I want to end the video right there. You want to do martial arts, you can't just train at the dojo. Training doesn't end when the lights cut out.